Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's Mark at GeorgeToon.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? Hang on. The new Keurig coffee maker is in operation. 1 minute. That is an absolutely wonderful, wonderful cup of coffee. Yeah, I am using the Black Rifle Coffee Company K-Cups. These are the Just Black K-Cups. I got these from my nephew Jason, his wife Allison, and the boys. Coffee of the Month Club gift since this past Christmas. So every month I get a new shipment of Keurig cups from the Black Rifle Coffee Company. And this morning I'm using Just Black. Absolutely fantastic. And yeah, we have the new Keurig machine. It's in operation and it is really a wonderful, wonderful machine. I got it during Prime Day. I got about $30 off. Regularly an $80 machine marked down to $50. And it's called the K Express. And about a week after, or a few days, I would say about 4 or 5 days after Prime Day, the price only moved up to $60. Now I believe it's back up to $80. So keep an eye on it and see if it goes on sale again. But it really does a nice job of brewing a cup of coffee. It has a nice small footprint. It's nice and slim. As you can see from the video I shot here, you can make 12 cups, 10 cups, 8 cups. You can even do a strong brew. It even has a button to descale when you should descale, or a light. I guess it's an alert to let you know if you should descale the machine, clean the machine. Has a 42-ounce water reservoir in the back. And I'm really enjoying using it a lot. So check it out. We'll have a link to it below, and see if it goes on sale again, because for $50, it really was a great, great deal during Prime Day. And even $60, I think, was a good price for it. But again, it's back up to its regular price of $79.99, $80. But it makes a really, really good cup of coffee. Yeah, so I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. As we like to say on the show, a good hot coffee, a trusty mug. Let the caffeine go to work, gentlemen. Absolutely. Hang on 1 minute. Yeah, now I'm using one of these, I guess you could say, vintage, classic, very, very common coffee mugs. And I think a lot of viewers had these. I think your parents had this dish set when you were growing up. And I know this belonged to my folks, and that's why I'm using it. And plus the white mug added some contrast when it was sitting in the tray of the Keurig machine, which is why I'm using it. And it's about an 8-ounce mug. So that's why I did an 8-ounce cup of coffee with on the strong setting, and it really made a great, great cup of coffee. I really, really enjoyed it. So I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. Hey, if you're taking me along on your morning commute, thanks very, very much for the lift. I really do appreciate it. Forgot to mention that a couple Saturdays ago on July 15th, I was a guest on the Razor Company's live shave on their Instagram page. My thanks again to Angelo Amador Jr. and everyone at the Razor Company for inviting me on. I had a great, great time. I did a video alert the night before, so I hope you saw that, so that if you did see it, you were aware that the next morning at 9 a.m., I was going to be on the live shave, and a lot of fun. Really had a great time. And I met a gentleman named Matt, who has a YouTube channel called Shaving the Day, kind of a video journal of his wet shave journey. And also another gentleman named Gardner, who has an online site where he builds custom artisan shave brushes and handles and that sort of thing. It's AKA Woodworks, AKA Brushworks. So met Gardner, really, really nice guy, very, very talented artisan brush maker. And all in all, it was a great, great time. I'm looking forward to doing it again down the road sometime. So again, my thanks to Angelo Amador Jr. and everyone at the Razor Company for inviting me on that. And I hope you had a chance to see it. If you didn't, my Facebook page has the post. I posted, I think shortly thereafter, I think maybe the next day, about being on that program. And if you find that post on my Facebook page. Just click on it and you can check out the replay. It really was a lot of fun. So, hey, how you doing this morning? Great to see you again. We've got a great show for you. Got some great shaving tips. Got some really, really terrific comments and refill. Some new wet shaving gear stuff to show you. Some great questions and comments. I'm really, really looking forward to spending some time with you this morning. So again, get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. And let's kick the show off like we do every week with a viewer morning shaving tip. Okay, this morning's shaving tip comes from viewer Kyle Corriveau. Kyle, I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. It's spelled Corriveau. I'm reading that as Corriveau. I sure hope I got that correct. If I didn't, my sincere apologies. But anyhow, Kyle sent along a really, really great tip. And he wrote, I have been blooming my Phoenix Shaving shave soap. After it's bloomed, I put the water in a shot glass and I use that water to use in my shave bowl. I found the soap lathers a little better than using tap water. Love your videos, Kyle. Kyle, that's a really great tip. I never thought to do that. As you know, and as many out there have seen from some of my video reviews, now that I'm a bowl latherer, whenever I get that tub of soap, I'm putting some hot water on there to get things going, and then I'm taking it and dumping it into the sink, and then getting my brush and, loading it off of the puck and then building it in the bowl. You know what? I got to try this. I've got to try this tip. I think it's a great tip, and it's one of those tips where I'm thinking, why didn't I think of that? It's a why didn't I think of that kind of tip. So thanks very much for passing it along, Kyle. I really, really do appreciate it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to take a little bit of that bloom water, maybe not put it in a shot glass, but take some of it and put it in that lathering bowl to build that lather. So thanks very much for passing along a really neat tip, Kyle. Really do appreciate it. And to say thank you for you and only you, an original signed George sketch. So please email me your snail mail address to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. And if you out there would like an original signed George sketch, just send me a shaving tip. Send that shaving tip to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if I use it here on the shaving tip segment of the Monday morning mailbag, you too will receive an original signed George sketch. So Kyle, thanks again for a really, really neat shaving tip. Really do appreciate it. Well, this morning we have an extra shaving tip, and it comes from viewer David Dart. And this particular extra shaving tip is related in some ways to the morning shaving tip that we already discussed. Really kind of a coincidence. Anyhow, David wrote the following. Mark, good morning, sir. I just watched a very interesting shaving video. The guy said to make a lather using only bloom water. Spoiler alert. I just tried it using Cella and a new brush, a Rich Man shaving brush. Well, let me tell you, it worked like a charm. I used the brush, the bloom water only, and my shave bowl. No loading the brush from the puck. Sorry, I can't remember what the video was. I think you would be impressed if you were to try this. Way more lather than I would make normally. It takes a little longer, but worth it. I gotta think your soap will last a heck of a lot longer too. Have a great day and stay safe. David. Wow, David, that's a really neat tip. And as I say, kind of related to what we talked about in this morning's shaving tip from Kyle. Kyle suggested just taking some of that bloom water in a shot glass and adding that to the lathering bowl, then loading your brush and making your lather. This shaving tip says, don't even load from the puck. Just put some of that, just bloom the puck. Put some hot water water, I would assume hot water on top of the puck, let it bloom, then take that water only, put it into your shaving bowl, get your brush, and build your lather from that. That sounds really, really neat. You know what? I'm going to try that. That is really fantastic. I'll put it to the viewers. Has anyone out there tried this kind of lathering? Bloom water only. Please comment below. Let us know. It sounds like an absolutely amazing shaving tip. David, thanks very, very much for passing it along. Really, really do appreciate it. Well, we have a Shave Den visit this morning, and it comes from Eduardo Martinez, which also includes an update to Vikings Blade safety razors, because these razors are part of his Shave Den. And Eduardo wrote, "Hey Mark, I hope all is well. Just wanted to pass along some information in case you were not aware. I know, like myself, you really like Vikings Blade products. I recently purchased the Chieftain Odin edition. I was expecting it to be exactly as my original Chieftain, besides the color. To my surprise, it was not. It is significantly heavier, and the head has some very noticeable differences. The blade tabs are exposed now. After some research, I found out that it had been updated to a new version. If you have the updated version, it would be great if you would compare both. To me, the newer version is more efficient, but I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Maybe you can make a video comparing them. If not, just figured you would like to know in case you didn't already." Well, I replied to Eduardo. I was not aware of this, and he wrote back, and he sent along some pictures as well. He said, "Thanks for the reply. I'll send some pictures. Not sure when it got updated, but it made it more efficient." And then he continues here in another email. "So, the new regular Chieftain in the middle has updated head, but blade tabs are hidden. New Odin version on the left has updated head with blade tabs exposed. Both have more blade exposure than the original Chieftain on the right." He also sent along a couple of other photos and added, "Also, I think the Godfather razor was also updated. Mine looks different than the one I've seen on your videos." Yes, I agree. It does look different. Very, very different. I'm really interested in investigating this a little more and seeing how these razors differ from the ones that I have. And then he finished up with this. "The last picture was just for fun. The drawing goes very well in the Shave Den." Well, thanks very much for displaying George in your Shave Den, Eduardo. I really, really do appreciate it. And thanks for the update on the Vikings Blade razors. Now, I do have the original Chieftain right here, and the blade tabs, the end tabs of the blade are enclosed in the razor head. I also have the Chieftain Junior, which I went up to Amazon to double check price and that sort of thing on it. It's not called the Chieftain Junior anymore. This is being marketed as a razor for women shavers, lady shavers. So it's not called a Chieftain anymore. The blade tabs on this Chieftain Junior, or the one that they're marketing towards women, the blade tabs are exposed on this. And of course, their Emperor adjustable razors and their Crusader adjustable razors do have the end tabs exposed. It doesn't really get in the way, but it does make the head more maneuverable. And of course, the razor head is asymmetrical, so that really, you can flip it back and forth and kind of refine the aggression level just by flipping the head back and forth is what I'm saying. Yeah, love these razors. The Emperor razors are absolutely fantastic. This is the Emperor razor right here. Beautiful heft. It's absolutely a wonderful, wonderful razor. Gonna have to shave with this again because it is absolutely fantastic. And Eduardo's email reminded me that, yeah, I got to pull these out and shave with them again. But I was not aware of this update on the Vikings Blade Chieftain razors. If any of the viewers out there know exactly what's going on, please comment below. Let us know. I've got an email into the folks at Vikings Blade, and hopefully they will respond and maybe give us a little more detail as to what's going on. So looks like they've updated some of the designs, some of the design. They've updated the design and the configuration, etc., of the Vikings Blade Chieftain razor. So I have the original and I absolutely love it. I would be very, very interested in trying the newer version, that Eduardo is mentioning here. So sounds like some exciting things going on at Vikings Blade. And again, Eduardo, thanks very much for your tour, the tour of your shaving den, your Vikings Blade razors, the George Sketch, and everything else, all the other items, brushes, etc., in your shaving den. Really, really do appreciate it. Well, it's time for your weekly reminder to let you know that the Monday Morning Mailbag is also available as a podcast. Just get up to your favorite streaming service and search for Monday Morning Mailbag and more, Monday Morning Mailbag and more, and the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast, as well as our other podcast, Second Cup, will come right up. And the podcasts are available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Google Podcasts. Again, just search for Monday Morning Mailbag and more, and both of those podcasts will come right up. And you can listen on your favorite streaming service and subscribe to them and that sort of thing. And I sure hope you do. I sure hope you subscribe to the podcast. And if you do, right now, subscribe to the podcast. Thank you very, very much. I'm having a great time putting together both podcasts for the Monday Morning Mailbag and also the Second Cup podcast. A lot of fun. So my thanks to everyone out there who is subscribing and listening to those podcasts. Again, they're available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Google Podcasts. Well, this morning we have an update to the 10,000 subscriber prize package giveaway. Now, we're a little over 300 subscribers away from reaching 10,000 subscribers. Once the channel reaches 10,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing a giveaway, and it's going to be a spectacular giveaway due to the very generous contributions of viewers out there. They have donated some absolutely spectacular wet shaving items to be placed in the prize package pool and then divvied up into different prize packages, first prize, second prize, third prize, that sort of thing. Each of these prize packages is going to be absolutely beautiful, absolutely wonderful. The wet shaving gear items that they have contributed are just absolutely awesome. I mean, really, my sincere thanks to them for making this giveaway possible. Thank you very, very much. Now, last week, we talked about the Pretec Mopico electric toothbrush. The folks at Pretec asked me to talk about the Mopico electric toothbrush. I happily did so. I thought it was a really, really great item, came in at a really, really nice price point. Well, they very, very kindly sent along a Mopico electric toothbrush. So I thought it only right to place this in the prize package pool as well. So this is going to go into the prize package pool. My thanks to all the folks at Pretec for very, very kindly sending this along. And as you know, we talked about this from the angle of we all love coffee and dental hygiene is very, very important. You don't want to have the coffee stains on your teeth. So an electric toothbrush like the Mopico will take care of that. So a lucky viewer out there is going to win this in one of the prize packages. We'll figure out how we're going to divide everything up because we really do have a lot of great items. This giveaway is going to be absolutely spectacular. So again, my sincere, heartfelt appreciation and thanks go out to Jimmy V Photography, Beth Jones, Tyler Fike, Charles Price, Alex Lopez, Scott Martin, James Sefton, George Haven, Jimmy Day, Bill Murphy, Mark Bagwell, Zachary Norton, and all the folks at Pretec. The folks at Pretec sent along a foil electric shaver and now this electric toothbrush. So my thanks to the folks at Pretec for adding even more to the prize package giveaway. Thank you very, very much. And again, sincere thanks to Jimmy V Photography, Beth Jones, Tyler Fike, Charles Price, Alex Lopez, Scott Martin, James Sefton, George Haven, Jimmy Day, Bill Murphy, Mark Bagwell, Zachary Norton, and all the folks at Pretec. They are making this 10,000 subscriber prize package giveaway possible. Thank you very, very much, folks. I really, really do appreciate it. And as always, my thanks to all the viewers out there for subscribing, commenting, sharing, viewing. Thank you all very, very much. Well, what do you know? Coffee's getting low. That time of the show. Let's go back for a refill. Well, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. Hang on 1 minute. Absolutely fantastic. This new Keurig machine is just absolutely making a delightful cup of coffee. I opted for the 8-ounce cup of coffee with the strong option. Absolutely fantastic. Love that feature. And again, it's a terrific, terrific coffee maker. So if you're looking for one, we'll link it below. Again, I got it during Prime Day. It was about 30 bucks off. It's back up to its regular price of about 80 bucks, but monitor it and see if it'll go on sale again. Hopefully it will. As I say, it was 50 bucks during Prime Day, and then a few days after Prime Day, it hovered at about 60 bucks, and now it's back up to $80. But boy, it makes a great cup of coffee. Hang on 1 minute. Really, really, really terrific. And we have the other Keurig machine that's been descaled and cleaned. We have that one also in the background. We'll be using that from time to time as well. But again, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. We got some great comments in Refill this morning, and we're going to kick it off with something from viewer Baha Guler, Bahaguler. Baha, I hope I pronounced your first name and last name correctly. I'm assuming it's Baha Guler. If it's not, my sincere apologies. But right now we're going to go with Baha. And Baha wrote, "Hey Mark, it's been a while. I've been meaning to share some thoughts on Thader brushes." This is absolutely great because Thader brushes, unfortunately, is coming to an end. They're going out of business. And Bull Goose Shaving has some Thader brushes in stock. And they're saying if you want one, buy them now because after our stock is gone, you're not going to be able to get Thader brushes anymore. So Baha is giving us some background on his experiences with Thader brushes. I've been meaning to share some thoughts on Thader brushes. Thader shaving brushes can be seen as a mixed bag. They shine brilliantly in many aspects, but falter significantly in others. Their knots, much like Shave Max, are of superior quality and their handles exhibit noteworthy craftsmanship. However, the adhesive they use to bind the knots seems to be their Achilles heel. Throughout my experience with these brushes, I've noticed the knots detaching more often than you'd expect, particularly given their high-end market position. Among my collection of 40-plus shaving brushes, the Thader 4125/4 two-band silver tip stands out as my personal favorite. Nevertheless, it hasn't been spared this adhesive issue, requiring occasional re-gluing when the knot comes off. On the performance side, this brush certainly stands out. It features a 30mm silver tip two-band knot that masterfully balances a robust backbone with a luxurious face feel. The knot's optimal density prevents it from eating too much lather, and the splay is just perfect for my usage. Regrettably, Thader's struggles with this durability concern seem to have played a role in their eventual downfall. Their brush care instructions, more infamous than helpful, only highlight their challenges with this adhesive issue further. My own brush's generous 60mm loft for the 30mm knot might be a necessary compromise for that superb face feel. By comparison, Simpson brushes, known for their short lofts, often feel too firm for my liking. This, in some ways, feels unnatural and makes me lean towards Thader's brushes, despite their flaws. Baha, this is an absolutely wonderful, well-balanced, just a wonderful, wonderful view and look at Thader's brushes. I think anyone listening to this right now is going to really have some really valuable insight and will be able to make an informed decision as to whether or not they want a Thader brush. So really, thank you very, very much for this. As I say, it's very well balanced, very well meaning. You're not at all slamming Thader, and you're just being critical and pointing out some shortcomings in perhaps the design of their brushes and of course the adhesive that they're using. that sort of thing. So really, a really terrific insight, and very, very well balanced and very, very helpful. Thank you very, very much for that, Baha. Really do appreciate it. Well, in a previous Monday morning mailbag, we had a discussion regarding the proper shave angle in regards to new wet shavers, especially those who are trying a safety razor for the first time. And Keith Osmond commented, start with one razor and get used to it? Yes. Making that razor the 34C, not one I would recommend. From my experience, it has a very narrow angle of approach and could easily discourage a new user. That, plus being too mild, meant that I rarely got a decent shave and often had a lot of irritation. One of only a very few razors I gave up on and sold, and I have over 50. I know your mileage may vary, but I really don't understand the love that razor gets. So many other better options out there. Hey, Keith, thanks very, very much for the comment. Really do appreciate it. Yeah, the 34C, we are in agreement. This does have a very narrow angle of approach. No doubt about it. I think that needs to be pointed out to a new wet shaver. And I've always looked at it as being something beneficial. It will help hone and refine their technique. I look at it that way. Now, I think, and I'm assuming here, the irritation came about because you probably went over the same area multiple times, not thinking you shaved away whisker, and you didn't have enough protection there. The lather was removed. That's only a guess on my part. Again, that has to be pointed out to new wet shavers as well. Just, shave away the lather and then move to the next area that is lathered, and then lather up for a second and third pass. Just make sure that there's lather there when you're using the 34C. And again, I agree with you. It has a very, very narrow angle of approach, but I think that could be of a benefit to a new wet shaver, really allowing them to hone and refine their technique and really zero in on that 30-degree angle. Again, you're right. Your mileage may vary, but yeah, this razor does get a lot of love, and I see some great reviews on it. But my experience, yes, identical to what you were saying. My experience was it has that very, very narrow angle of approach. And when I first started using it, I was getting good shaves, but not great shaves. Once I really zeroed in on that 30-degree angle and I found that sweet spot, wow, this razor sings. That's why I say I think it could really help new wet shavers refine their technique. But they have to be made aware of the narrow angle of approach and its mild quality. So Keith, thanks very, very much for that comment. Really do appreciate it. Ray Rodriguez wrote, that shave tip by your nephew is genius. I'm definitely doing that. My nephew Mike gave a shave tip in last week's Monday morning mailbag where he took magnets and he took a magnet and glued it to the base, the bottom of his shaving handle, the bottom of the base of the handle. The bottom of the handle, you know what I'm saying? He glued a magnet on the bottom of his shave handle, and then he attached that to the bottom of a metallic shelf that he has in his shave den. So the shaving brush is suspended upside down so it can dry out properly, all from the magnet. Yeah, so Ray likes that tip. And I thought it was a great tip as well. Chris Witt wrote, Mark, you have a new subscriber out of me. Hey, thanks very much, Chris. I really do appreciate that. Welcome aboard. And thanks very much for sending along the comment. Your videos about wet shaving have helped me so much in my beginning journey, from instructional videos to reviews on products and razors. You've given me the tools to be successful early on. Already have a Parker 99R, and I'm waiting on some products from Phoenix Shaving to come in, including my second razor, a Symmetry Straight Bar. Have a good Monday morning. Hey, that Symmetry Straight Bar is a really nice razor. I like that a lot. It is smooth, it is efficient. It'll probably give you a little more blade feel, but it's really a nice razor, and that handle is very, very grippy. So let us know how you like that. And, welcome aboard. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. I really, really do appreciate it. Scott Martin, I believe this is Scott Martin, said, another banger episode of 3MB. Glad you enjoyed the coffee, Mark. Not only have I lived across the street from La Mille, or La Mill in capital letters as they spell it. For 13 years, I have some buddies that work there. Really wonderful people and a great cup of joe. Also, tell that Zarady kid, thanks for the tip. I got 20 magnets headed my way. Cheers, Scott. Well, Scott very kindly sent along coffee from La Mill Coffee Roastery out in LA. Thanks again, Scott. Really, really do appreciate it. Great cup of coffee. And Mike gets another thumbs up for a great shaving tip, attaching that magnet to the bottom of the handle, the bottom of the base. Well, you know what I mean. He's gluing a magnet on the bottom of the shaving handle. Why am I saying base? Well, you know what I mean. Sorry to be stumbling over that this morning. But a great tip from my nephew. Yeah, a really, really terrific tip. And I know that's just two examples of viewers who really, really like that tip. And I'm sure many others out there who have not commented probably have bought the magnets and are attaching them to the bottom of their handles, shave brush handles, as we speak. And that was the Doppler shave brush that my nephew has with the butterscotch handle. Thanks, Mom. Al Spencer wrote, "Hi, Mark, just some thoughts. One, by the way, great deal on your new Keurig. Congratulations." Hey, thanks very much, Al. Again, it was a really great Prime Day deal, and folks will link it below, and hopefully it'll go on sale again because $50 for it was really a good deal. Two, regarding soap and drain buildup, I always clean everything with hot water and fill both sinks with hot water, then open drains at the same time for a super flush. Seems to be keeping things clear. I'm assuming you have two sinks. What do they call that? Like a Jack and Jill kind of thing, and they probably drain to one main pipe. Is that what you're doing? Correct me if I'm wrong. Please comment below and let me know if that's the situation. Great tip. Three, I always disassemble my razors and clean with soft toothbrush under hot water after every shave. Finish by drying and buffing with a towel. Always put away dry. The lack of a thorough cleaning of a Gillette Fat Boy or Slim can be detrimental to its performance. Speaking from experience. Al, thanks very, very much for that. I'm like you. I dry my razors completely, whether they be twist open or three-piece, and definitely hang them out to dry. With my twist open razors, I leave the doors open when completely open when I'm hanging them on a razor stand to dry out. 4, do you own a Captain's Choice copper bowl? It's all I use now. So appreciate your show. Every Monday I learn something new. Love it. Hey, thanks very much for the kind words, Al. Really do appreciate it. Again, the viewers make this show possible. You learn something new. I learned something new. Believe me, I have learned a lot from the viewers out there. Absolutely. And no, I don't have a Captain's Choice copper bowl. I've heard great things about them. At the Maggard Razor meetup, Captain's Choice was there, and they had some lathering bowls for sale. However, there were a good number of people there talking to the folks at Captain's Choice. I said hello to them. I talked to them, and the next thing I know, there were other people there who were talking and saying hello and that sort of thing. So I really was thinking about getting a bowl right there. But a lot of people interested in the Captain's Choice lathering bowls and the soaps and aftershaves, that sort of thing. So I was always hoping that, okay, I'll come back around and talk to them again. And there were a lot of people there at the booth. Captain's Choice, very, very popular. So I figured, you know what, if I want one, I can always go online and get one directly from them. And, that sort of thing. And maybe email them and say, hey, I met you at Maggard's, and refresh their memory and that sort of thing. I still might do that too, because I've heard some great things about their Captain's Choice copper bowl. And again, they were telling some of the wet shavers there the differences in some of the designs of their shaving bowls. And I kind of overheard some of that stuff too. But yeah, there were a lot of people at that booth. Really, they really were doing, they were very, very popular. They were a really very, very popular booth there. So thanks for the endorsement of the Captain's Choice Copper Bowl. I will definitely look into it. Jason Miller wrote, Mark Zarady, as usual, another great detailed educational breakdown of wet shaving products and techniques. Hey, thanks very much, Jason. I really do appreciate that. I'm a big fan of the Wilkinson sword blade from Germany. So far, I used it with a Rockwell 6S Plate 3, Henson Medium, and Phoenix Shaving Ascension Double Open Comb Twist Adjustable. With all, I got a smooth shave and different level of aggression due to a razor gap and open comb versus closed comb. Yeah, these blades, these German Wilkinson sword blades, these are really, really terrific. I recall that this is the blade that my father always used in his Gillette Super Speed when I was a kid growing up. This is what he used. And even I recall in my teen years when Dad was still using the safety razor, he really, really liked these blades a lot. And I happen to have some in the shave den, and I popped them into a couple of the razors, and I agree, Jason. These are terrific. Folks, if you haven't tried the German-made Wilkinson sword razor blade, do yourself a favor, check them out. I think Amazon sells these for about $17 or $18 for 100. So yeah, they are a little pricey. They're a little more expensive, a little pricier than some of the other razor blades out there. Say the Astra or some of the others that are out there. But yeah, they're really well worth it. They really do deliver a nice shave. So I agree with you, Jason. And thanks very much for commenting on that and reminding all the viewers out there of the Wilkinson sword, the German-made Wilkinson sword razor blade. It really is a terrific razor blade. And that wraps up this week's refill segment. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some new wet shaving gear. Well, this past Wednesday, the channel reviewed Phoenix Shaving's Doppelganger Plum. Boy, is this a wonderful scent. And of course, it's in CK6, so you get that great lathering performance. But this scent is really wonderful. Oh, this is absolutely perfect for a wonderful summer evening out. Absolutely fantastic. And during my review, I remarked that I was going to use it the next night when I went out, because I did go out to celebrate my niece Kelly's 30th birthday. Happy birthday again, Kelly. And we went to a restaurant called Collision Bend in the Flats in downtown Cleveland. Now, if you ever visit Cleveland, I recommend Collision Bend. It really is a terrific restaurant. It's right there on the Cuyahoga River, has a great view of the river, and you see these huge freighters go by. It really is remarkable, but the food is great. The atmosphere is very casual and laid back. And Doppelganger Plum was the perfect shave soap to use before I went out for the evening. It just has that wonderful, beautiful summer-like scent. Now, check out the review, because Douglas Smythe sent along a lot of great information in describing this scent, and it really is perfect for those summer evenings. Whether you're going to do some fine dining, casual dining, going to a show, going out with friends, it fits in with all of those occasions. It really is a terrific summer scent. And it does not enter the room before you do. It is just the perfect amount of scent. And yeah, I think it was just a perfect scent to wear for an evening out. So check it out, Doppelganger Plum in CK6 from Phoenix Shaving. It really is a terrific summer scent. Absolutely beautiful. Check out the review, because Douglas Smythe really does a wonderful job in painting a picture of what this scent is like. From Phoenix Shaving, Doppelganger Plum. Well, we did a review this past Thursday of a shaving soap and aftershave splash that we wanted to remind you of. It's from the Wet Shaving Store and Master Soap Creations, Mosper. Boy, is this terrific. We really enjoyed the shave with this one. This is an homage and inspired by the iconic Tom Ford Tuscan leather fragrance. Really terrific. And the soap base is just wonderful. It offers some wonderful lathering performance. This is really a wonderful scent. And as I mentioned, it's very versatile. It fits in with any occasion. You can use this every day at the office. You can use it for a casual evening out. You can use it for a very refined evening out, black tie or suit and tie, formal, semi-formal. This will go along with that kind of occasion. So it's very, very versatile. It impresses me as a very, very versatile kind of scent in that it fits in with a wide variety of occasions. And the leather fragrance here is not overpowering. It is just the right amount. It really is refined and gentlemanly. I really, really enjoyed this scent a lot. And the aftershave splash also very, very good. So check it out from the Wet Shaving Store and Master Soap Creations. Mosper. Now, a couple of viewers also commented. Stan Chapman said, "Great shave, Mark. Master Soap Creations, I believe, is an underrated vendor and one of my favorites for tallow-based soaps. Performance is as you stated, and their scents seem to be among the best homages I've experienced." Yeah, you know what? I think many out there would agree with you. This one is absolutely wonderful. This scent is absolutely wonderful. And anyone who has a little more experience with the Tom Ford Tuscan leather fragrance, please comment below and let us know what you think of this homage to that. Also, Glenn, the luxury shaving hobbyist, wrote, "Hi, Mark. I have 4 soaps from Master Soap Creations, all excellent. Best regards, Glenn." Glenn, thank you for confirming how wonderful Master Soap Creations shave soaps are. And this Mosper is just an absolutely wonderful scent, and it really delivers some really, really beautiful lathering performance. So it's exclusively at the Wet Shaving Store, as I understand. It's a collaboration between the Wet Shaving Store and Master Soap Creations. So check it out. We'll have a link below to Mosper from Master Soap Creations and the Wet Shaving Store. Viewer Rodney Ripplinger sent along this heads up. The headline is, "Yates Precision Manufacturing acquires the Wet Shaving Club." And they write, "Hey all, Jake Yates from Yates Precision here. As some of you may be aware, we are responsible for the design and manufacturing of Wet Shaving Club's America and winning razors. You may not be aware, however, that in the fall of 2022, we purchased the Wet Shaving Club from its previous owners. Since that point, we have been running everything behind the scenes. You may also not be aware that we have our own brand of razors and accessories that we manufacture and sell at yatesprecision.com. Up until now, we have maintained both as separate entities, websites, mailing lists, branding, etc. In an effort to better serve our customers, we have made the decision to dissolve the Wet Shaving Club and move all of their products over to our website. Don't worry, the America razor isn't going away. It will simply be rebranded as a Yates Precision product. In fact, we're actually about to release a titanium version of the America, and we'll also be bringing the winning razor back. The transition will take a week or two as we move products over, so we'll continue to maintain both websites until the move is complete. Beginning today, we're going to merge our email subscriber list. Therefore, all emails you receive going forward will be from Yates Precision. If you do not want to come on this journey with us, please feel free to hit the unsubscribe button at the bottom of this or any email. However, we would love for you to continue following along. We try to share a lot of behind-the-scenes action on our social media accounts. If that interests you, please click the social buttons below and be sure to follow us. That's all for now. Thanks for reading, Jake. Wow. Hey, Rodney, thanks very, very much for this. Really do appreciate it. Now, I have both the America razor, which I bought from the Wet Shaving Club. This is a terrific razor. As a matter of fact, I used this before cameras rolled. It gave me a wonderful beautiful 3-pass BBS shave. I also built the lather in the Chairman Bowl from Vikings Blade. And yeah, I had a little bit of overflow there, but I got enough lather for 3 passes. It worked really, really well. So maybe a little bit more on that later on in the program or next week regarding the Vikings Blade Chairman lathering bowl, but we're still going to use this on camera so you can see that in action. But the America razor really did a great job, and it has a magnet in the base at the bottom. Hey there, I got it right this time. In the base at the bottom. That's what I was trying to say with my nephew Mike's shaving tip with his brush handle. The base at the bottom. There you go. Has a magnet in the base at the bottom of the razor there, where you can pick up razor blades, that sort of thing. The America razor, terrific, terrific razor. And I also have the winning razor. Now, Wet Shaving Club had made an announcement that the winning razor was going to go away, and they only had so many left in stock, and I got up there too late. But lucky for me, I met a fellow wet shaver named Charles Smith, who had a few of these winning razors, and he polished them from the machine finish to this beautiful high polish finish right here. And he only charged me a couple of bucks more than what I would have paid online for a machine finish winning razor. So my sincere thanks to Charles for allowing me to purchase this from him. It really is terrific. It's absolutely beautiful. He also has a video showing you the difference between the two razors, and we'll show that for you on screen right now. And he did a really remarkable job on polishing the razor. And it's absolutely beautiful, and it's a wonderful, wonderful razor. Now, they're going to be bringing this winning razor back, and this is what Charles had to say about it. We shared his original comments in a previous Monday morning mailbag, but it bears repeating since this razor is coming back now. Mark, I'm very pleased to see you have put the winning razor to good use. This is my favorite razor, and it serves me well as a daily driver because it is very smooth and forgiving to work with. It is so easy on my skin that I refer to it as, and the Henson razor also, as a training wheels razor because they are both easy and simple for the new convert to wet shaving to pick up and begin to use. He also wrote an article on the comparison between the Henson and the winning razor. It's worth giving it a look. He wrote here, I wrote this article a while back comparing both razors, and you ought to read with interest to see if you agree with my conclusions. That said, I'm looking forward to your video review of your copy of the winning razor. Now, yeah, I am going to get a review done on this. I promised that I would do that. And I'm looking through my archives. I may have moved it accidentally into my archives. I'm going to double check that. If not, I'm going to get a review done on it. And it's very, very fitting and appropriate because they're bringing the razor back. And yes, Charles is correct. It seems to, like the Henson, it seems to have that built-in angle that allows you to find the proper shaving angle every single time. Of course, it's a stainless steel razor. It's absolutely beautiful. It feels great in the hand. I like the kind of lined knurling that the handle has. It has a lathering channel that are just a series of holes like that. Okay, that's kind of neat. So we'll talk about how it moves the lather away when we do the review. But I agree with him. It's an absolutely fantastic, fantastic razor, perfect for a beginner. And I'm glad that Yates is bringing this razor back. It really is. It really is terrific. Now, we also have used another Yates precision razor. This was very, very kindly and generously sent to the channel by viewer Beth Jones. Beth, thank you again very, very much. This is the Yates 921M. Boy, this is really terrific. I mean, this is really, really a wonderful, wonderful razor. And I like the feel of this razor. It's kind of mild mid-aggression. It really is terrific. I like the longer handle. I like the slender feel of it. Another great razor from Yates. Also, they have the option where you can get an asymmetrical brass, I believe it's brass, base plate. One side is open comb, the other side is straight bar. Boy, this is great to use on the 921. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I really like it a lot. And of course, it has the stone wash finish is what they call. It just looks great. So if you're looking for a razor that has a little longer handle, check out the 921M in stonewash finish and really get the dual comb, or what would you call this? Yeah, I guess you would call this asymmetrical razor head, open comb on one side, straight bar on the other side. It's in brass, and it just looks, well, here, let me show you what it looks like on the razor. It's absolutely fantastic. And this is so precisely made. It is really a wonderful, wonderful razor. We'll just put that base plate in there like that and reattach the handle, and look how awesome that looks. Look at that. Straight bar there on that side with a scallop, with a kind of a scalloped straight bar there a little bit, and then an open comb on that side. Isn't that fantastic? Check that out. Yeah, absolutely beautiful, beautiful razor. So Yates makes some really, really wonderful, wonderful razors. Another great razor manufacturer right here in the United States of America. Check them out. We'll have links to them below. And now you know that they have acquired the Wet Shaving Club. So, moving forward, they're going to be combining the two. So my thanks to Rodney Ripplinger for the heads up on all that regarding Yates. And again, my thanks to a viewer and fellow wet shaver Charles Smith for passing along, allowing me to purchase this winning razor from him in high polish. This is absolutely fantastic. And if you get a winning razor and they bring it back, I'm assuming it's going to be the machine finish again. Who knows? Maybe they'll also offer one in high polish. I hope they do, because it really looks spectacular with a high polish. So yeah, again, my thanks to Rodney Ripplinger and Charles Smith. There's the update on Yates Precision Manufacturing and what they're up to and the direction that the company's going in. Gentlemen, thanks very, very much. Viewer Bart Bartlett checked in, and we shared this email with listeners last week in Second Cup. Want to share it with you again on this morning's Monday morning mailbag, because the item we're talking about arrived, and I want to show it to you. So Bart wrote, "Hi Mark, thought I would pass this along. There are a lot of alum blocks and sticks out there from artisans and others. I've gone through almost 2 of these tie stones in over 2 years. That's because my post-shave routine uses alum after every shave. Besides the price, what I like is they come in a tube and are easy to use. You don't need a rubber band to keep them from slipping because your fingers never touch the alum. The only trick is to dry them, and after replacing the tube top, make sure and store them inverted so that water does not potentially drip to the base, causing the alum to loosen over time. No need for a dry dock. I realize that saving $6 to $10 isn't that much, but why spend more when these work just as well or better? They are the same minerals." Yeah, this is alum right here. And again, it's a terrific, terrific item, very robustly made, even more so than the Omega alum stick that we've talked about on the channel, in my opinion. These are terrific. Of course, it's marketed as a natural deodorant, but here's the thing. 2 of these on Amazon listed at $8.10. Now, contrast that with Whole Foods. I was at my local Whole Foods store, and I took a picture of the tie alum stick on the shelf there, and they want $7 for 1. Amazon has 2 for $8.10. How about that? And again, boy, there's a lot here. Very, very substantial. Looking forward to using this on camera, trying it out, and really impressed by the look and the feel. And again, Bart does correctly point out that once you dry it off, when you put it back in the tube, you want to invert that tube so the water, whatever moisture might be there, runs down the tube and not back into the base, because a lot of viewers have talked about alum sticks that have a base like this, that when the water builds up around this base here, where these threads begin, then it loosens up and the product actually becomes dislodged from the base. So that's a very good tip, Bart, in that you want to store it inverted like that so the water moves away from the base. But how about that Thai Crystal Deodorant Stick, which is an alum stick that you can use post-shave, 2 of them on Amazon for $8.10. One of them for $7 at Whole Foods. Okay, if you're in the area and you don't want to wait for Amazon, you got a local Whole Foods in your area, just know that they're on the shelf there for $7. And they also had some other really interesting shaving items. I might as well mention those as well. They not only do they have the tie sticks, they also had this barrel and oak item with it's a shave cream and a shave brush that they sell. And they also have this Alba Botanica shave cream. I've not used that, but that's $7.49 for a tube of that. They had unscented mango vanilla, and it looks like coconut lime. So that was rather interesting that they offered something a little different at Whole Foods as well. So if you have a Whole Foods and you're looking for a different kind of shave cream, different kind of scent, check those out. I just happened to be in a Whole Foods looking for some other item, and wow, look at that. The Thai alum stick, or what they call their deodorant stick, it's alum, was right there on the shelf, along with, it looks like some kind of bottled spray as well. Let me take a look at that again here and bring it up. Yeah, it looks like it's a crystal deodorant mist is what they call. So I'm assuming that it is an alum kind of mist. If anyone is out there has used this product from Thai, the crystal deodorant mist, please comment below and let us know. But I am going to be doing I'm going to be having some shaves, and I'm definitely going to be using this post shave and let you know how it is. Again, very, very robust, terrific base, a lot of product there, and boy, you get a lot for the money. So thanks to Bart Bartlett for passing this along. 2 of these from Amazon for a little over $8 Thai alum stick. We will have a link below. Thanks again, Bart. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Mark Bagwell sent along the following review. A review of Wolf Whiskers. On the east coast of the United States, in a place called Newport News, Virginia, dwells a master craftsman by the name of Peter Wolf, and his company Wolf Whiskers has produced some of the finest handmade shave brushes in the world. With 29 handle designs and 51 color themes to choose from, you won't have a problem finding something you like. The Bloomberg and Robb Report were so impressed, they ran featured articles on Peter and the quality of his brushes. Here are just a few photos showing the level of craftsmanship you can expect from a Wolf Whiskers brush. In fact, his brushes are in so much demand that the biggest problem you'll have is getting on the wait list to have your one-of-a-kind brush made to your specifications. There are specific dates you can be added to a wait list, and don't be slow because the list fills up fast. The last list filled up in 50 seconds. The list before it was full in 10 seconds, so you better be fast. After getting on the list, you can expect a 3-month wait to have your brush made. Peter is a perfectionist, and your brush will be made with the same tender loving care that has made Wolf Whiskers the talk of the wet shaving community. And let's be honest, you want the best. You want a Wolf Whiskers. Mark Bagwell. Mark, thank you very, very much for a very thoughtful and inspiring review of Wolf Whiskers shave brush. I met Peter at the Maggard meetup, and a really nice guy and a definite artist when it comes to crafting these beautiful, beautiful shaving brushes. Really, really amazing. I can understand the high demand for what he produces. Absolutely fantastic. So bravo to Peter Wolf for producing such a wonderful prized shaving product in his Wolf Whiskers shaving brush. And Mark Bagwell, thanks very, very much for an absolutely fantastic review and letting all the viewers out there know about Wolf Whiskers and how to go about getting one of those great shaving brushes. Thanks again, Mark. Really, really do appreciate it. Viewer Robert Ross introduced us to Lothur shave soap. Now, the folks at the razor company very kindly sent along Lothur Orange Shave Soap, as well as the Aftershave Splash. We used this during the live wet shave event that was broadcast by the Razor Company on their Instagram page last Saturday, July 15th. Boy, this just did a great job. I absolutely love the lather that this built. It was nice and dense, soft, silky, very agreeable on the skin. The orange scent is very nice, very, very refined. Had an absolutely fantastic, fantastic shave with it. And Robert Ross sent along some really, really wonderful information in previous Monday morning mailbags regarding Lothur shave soap, how it compares to some other shave soaps, how it performs, how it lathers, that sort of thing. And I will be doing a review on the channel of Lothur Orange, but I did want to use it live on the Razor Company's wet shave event for the first time around. I had taken it for a test drive to kind of get my feet wet. Boy, this is really a terrific, terrific shave soap. And I wanted to remind all the viewers of it and also thank the Razor Company for sending this along, and also viewer Robert Roth for all the information he sent regarding Lothur. He even sent along a link to the artisan who makes this, where he demonstrates how to get the optimal lather from the soap, and demonstrates a couple of techniques on how to do that. But Robert wrote the following: I saw you do a shaving video through the Razor Company. I was so pleased that you used Lothur grooming shave soap and had been using it a couple times prior to the video. Yes, I did. I used it a couple times prior to the video. I absolutely love Lothur shave soap and hope you do as well. I look forward to seeing a review of the Lothur on your YouTube channel soon, unless, of course, you have posted a review already and I have somehow missed it. Have a wonderful day, Robert Ross. I haven't done the review yet. I plan on doing a review. I wanted to do it. I wanted to use this soap first for the live event, but this gives me an opportunity to talk about it once more before I do the review, and to remind everyone that it is available at the Razor Company. It is terrific. I love the scent. I love the performance. Check it out. Lothur Orange Shave Soap and Aftershave Splash. Absolutely wonderful. I really, really enjoyed the shaves I've had with it, especially the shave I did during that live wet shave with the Razor Company on their Instagram page this past July 15th. Really, really wonderful, wonderful shave. So check it out from the Razor Company, Lothur Orange Shave Soap and Aftershave Splash. Just another quick reminder that Zach Norton has an Etsy store called Norton Custom Design, where he offers these beautiful 3D printed razor cases that house the Henson razor and also the Phoenix Shaving Ascension Select. Check this out. We'll open that up again so you can get a look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. And he has a promotion that will be discontinued on August 1st. So if you're interested in any of these cases, get up there and check it out. 15% off until August 1st, 2023. Use the code 3MBAG. That's 3, capital M, capital B, capital A, capital G. Again, that's the number 3, capital M, capital B, capital A, capital G. 3MBAG. Use that code and you'll get 15% off until August 1st, 2023 on these beautiful 3D printed razor cases. One holds the Henson razor, the other one holds the Phoenix Shaving Ascension Select. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful 3D printed razor cases at Norton Custom Design on Etsy. Zach Norton. Hey, Zach, thanks again for extending that offer to all the viewers out there. Really, really do appreciate it. Folks, you have until August 1st, 2023 to get 15% off. Again, use the code 3MBAG. And that wraps up another new wet shaving gear segment for this week. Thanks very much to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's get to some of these questions and comments. Viewer Chris McCormick sent along the following email. Hi, Mark. As always, another great 3MB this week. Thanks very much for that, Chris. I really do appreciate it. I think I've made an observation concerning buffer rings and my Rockwell 6C. First of all, I absolutely love this razor. I have the option of picking the plate that matches the mission from a gentle, mild shave to a very efficient one. Here's my observation. I've noticed that every single time I use the razor, independent of which plate I use, one side seems just slightly more efficient than the other side. After noticing this for dozens of shaves, I just assumed there was a slight imperfection in my razor. It was definitely not enough to worry about, but was noticeable. It finally dawned on me in the last few days that maybe there might be another reason for this. I've attached a few pictures to illustrate what I think I've discovered. I had been using a buffer ring between the handle and the base plate to protect the finish of the razor. I decided to try a shave without the buffer ring and see what would happen. The difference between the sides was gone. Taking a closer look, as the pictures show, the design of the razor and the size of the buffer ring were such that part of the buffer ring did not quite fit between the raised areas of the base plate. This seemed to be causing the slight misalignment I was noticing. I would love to hear your thoughts on my theory to see if that makes sense or not. Have you seen this before? Many of my razors are not designed with the raised ridges on the underside of the base plates, so a buffer ring would not do this on them. Thanks for listening and your feedback. Maybe this will help other wet shavers who might be having a similar issue. Thanks for all you do, Chris McCormick. Hey, Chris, thanks very, very much for a really, really insightful and informative email, and kind of to enlighten other folks out there that have either the 6S or the 6C. Now, I have the 6S. Thanks again to Jim from Northfield for this. Really do appreciate it. And yeah, the way the handle is positioned on the underside of the plate, you know what? I don't think a buffer ring is gonna sit there very well. It is going to get kicked over, it seems, and I think that might very well be the cause of that imbalance that you were experiencing. At least that's my initial thought. I might have to give it a little more thought and kind of turn it around in my head, but I think initially your hunch is correct. I'd like to put it to the viewers and see what they say. Has anyone else noticed this in using the Rockwell 6S or 6C with a buffer ring? Now, I don't use a buffer ring on the 6S or the 6C. For me, it just seemed to be a little too much when I'm shaving with it, because what I like to do is, for instance, I have the 3 plate right here. That's the number 3 plate. And when you flip it around to the other side, it's the number 1 plate. Okay, so it becomes the number 1 plate, the mildest setting on the plate. So what I like to do is, I like to load a blade, attach my handle like that, have a shave, let's say 2 passes, and then kind of on the fly, just, take that base plate, reverse it, so that number 1 is now facing on the bottom, meaning that's the number 1 plate in use, which is milder than the number 3 plate or level 3 plate, and then reattach the handle, and then do a third pass, a nice, mild third pass, cleanup pass. And a buffer ring for me would just get in the way of that whole process. I would do the same with the number 4 and 2 plate, so the number 4 plate on one side and then the number 2 plate on the other side. Maybe do a pass, one pass with number 4, and then maybe flip it to the number 2 side, and then maybe do my second pass and third pass to the number 2 plate. That sort of thing, depending on the blade I'm using, depending on the amount of beard growth I have. So a buffer ring for me would just get in the way. So I've never done that. I've never attached a buffer ring to this razor. Now, early on in my wet shaving adventure, I did not use buffer rings on any of my safety razors. Then I had the mishap with the Parker semi-slant. And that's when viewers said, hey, Mark, you might want to consider using a buffer ring on some of your safety razors. So that's what I started doing. And sometimes it's warranted, sometimes it's not. It's just going to vary. It's going to vary from razor to razor, in my opinion. And the Rockwell is one that, I don't think it needs a buffer ring. Now, it might also be that the buffer ring that you're using, the outer diameter of that buffer ring is a little too large. Maybe if you get a buffer ring that has a smaller outer diameter, but the inner diameter still, fits around that post, maybe that smaller diameter, outer diameter, will fit in between these rails here, and maybe that'll work. I don't know. But I'll put it to the viewers. What do you say, folks? Are you using a buffer ring with your Rockwell razor? Have you? And have you experienced the same problem that Chris is describing? I don't think, I would tend to think, I'll just add one more thing. I would tend to think that the buffering was causing the problem because the Rockwell, the 6S, at least my experience with the 6S, is an exceptionally manufactured razor. It is very, very precise. I would think that the 6C is equally precise. So that's why I tend to think that you're correct, that the buffer ring caused that imbalance. So again, I'll put it to the viewers. Are you using a buffer ring with your Rockwell 6S or 6C? Have you noticed any imbalance when using a buffer ring, or have you found a workaround to use a buffer ring and not get that imbalance? Would really be interested in knowing about that. Chris, thanks for a really, really great comment. Really do appreciate it. Well, here's some interesting information regarding the Henson razor from viewer Garch 1995, also known as Gary. And Gary writes, "Hi, Mr. Zarate. Many of us are aware of the Henson double-edged razors and may recognize the names of some of them. The AL13 name comes from aluminum, of which the razor is composed, and an atom of aluminum has 13 protons. Note, too, that the proper abbreviation for aluminum as the chemical or the element or the atom is AL. That's capital A, lowercase l. The second letter needs to be lowercase. The Henson Company may simply choose to use all uppercase just for giving a name to the razor. The TI-22 name comes from the material making the razor being titanium, and the 22 part of the name is because titanium, the atom, the element, has 22 protons in the nucleus. You'll also notice that the abbreviation for titanium shown in the razor's name is correct, that part of the name takes capital form first letter and lowercase form second letter. This might be of interest on the Monday morning mailbag program. Gary, that's fantastic. Thank you very, very much. I'm thinking that with all the care and precision that Henson took in creating their razor, they took the same care and precision in naming it. I'm almost certain, I would think, that when they called it the AL13 and the TI-22, they were thinking exactly along those lines. Absolutely. That's really, really fantastic. Absolutely fascinating piece of fact there. And really, really appreciate you sending it along. That's why I love the traditional wet shave so much. The viewers and the fellow wet shavers are so well informed about the history of shaving, about the products that are out there, the shaving gear that's out there. And here's another example of someone who really did some in-depth research as to why these razors are named the way they are. Absolutely fantastic. Gary, thank you very, very much. I know the viewers absolutely loved this bit of information. Thanks again. Now, in a recent review, as an aside, I asked the question about lathering. When do you think your lather is ready to apply to the face, especially if you bowl lather? Now, for me, it comes about when I see a certain consistency in the peak. When a peak forms on that lather, I get this nice yogurty kind of consistency, and I get this beautiful peak that comes from that lather. Now, there are other wet shavers out there that look at the shine or the sheen of the lather. When they see a certain consistency in the shine or the sheen or the way the light plays off of that lather, that's when they think the lather is ready to go. For me, I'm looking at that peak. I'm kind of looking at the peak, and I'm also kind of feeling the consistency out of the bowl onto the brush, and kind of moving that brush away from that lather that's in the bowl to see what kind of peak I'm getting. And when I start getting these nice, firm, yogurty peaks that kind of stand up, then I know that my lather is ready to go. And again, other wet shavers, they're looking at a certain shine, a certain sheen on the lather. That tells them that the lather is ready to go. So which is it for you? Are you someone who looks at the peaks on the lather, the yogurty consistency, or are you looking at the shine or the sheen of the lather? I really would be curious to know. Comment below and let us know. I just happened to throw that out in a recent review, kind of as an aside question, and I had mentioned that I was going to mention it on the Monday morning mailbag, and I thought I'd mention it this morning on the Monday morning mailbag. So comment below and let us know, especially if you bowl lather, when do you know that a lather is ready to be applied to the face? Thanks very much. I look forward to all your comments below. And that wraps up another Monday morning mailbag for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out all the wonderful artisan soap makers and sellers that you see displayed on the bottom of the screen right now. They make and offer some wonderful artisan shave soap. They also offer some wonderful wet shaving gear to enhance your traditional wet shave. The next time you're online, please take a moment, pay them a visit. I sure would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/MarkZerati, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review in this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Hey, we have another double take cartoon puzzle this week. Try to find the differences between the two cartoon panels. If you need more time, just pause the video, or try to find all the differences before time runs out. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.